Rosario, are you there? Rosario, are you there? Rosario, are you there?
Hi, Miss. Good evening.
Good evening. Oh, I cannot listen to you very
Oh,
well.
Okay. Give me now, Miss.
Yes, it's okay. It's better.
Okay. Thanks, Miss.
That's So how are you?
Well, I think I'm fine. I'm going back to the university, and I think I have a lot of things to do. So yes, and you,
Oh,
miss?
that's amazing. I'm fine, thank you. Thank you for asking. Yesterday we couldn't. Oh no, but yesterday we didn't have classes, anyways. So yes, I thought that maybe because I asked for permission yesterday,
Okay.
because of my internet. So yes, now it's better. So I hope
Okay.
maybe we can keep the class on. So Rosalia, I already corrected your practice, only the second part. The first part I didn't complete it. Okay.
Okay.
Um, because I was without the internet connection. So then as I was that busy, I couldn't do it, but I did it the second part. So please take a view. The correction is in the second page. Okay. And
Okay.
maybe we can discuss it tomorrow. Oh, sorry, on Friday, because we need to continue with the advance. Okay.
Okay, miss.
So yes, that's amazing. Right. So we're going to start. This is not part of the model. Okay, we're going to see, but it's important to know. So that's cool. So let's start with past perfect. Okay. This is other time tenses. I consider that maybe the perfect tenses are the most difficult. Okay, because we really don't have a. We don't have. We have different usage in Spanish. Okay. So yes, let's start with the past perfect. Let's listen the audio.
Hi, I was just thinking back to about 7 years ago. I had given up my dreams of being an actor and I had started teaching. Now I'm a teacher and I'm making this video. So I guess I'm still an actor after all. Had given up and had started are examples of the past perfect. Let's learn more about this verb form.
Okay, so we have had given. Notice that the way to identify the structure is that we only have the auxiliary and the verb. So we have two parts. Okay, in the continuous we have three parts. Okay, so that's going to help you to identify. The past perfect is the one of the simplest. It is the base of maybe to understand the base of everything. Okay, to understand the perfect tenses that maybe we could have, such as present perfect and then. So let's start with the first point. Let's see, when do we have to use the past perfect?
We use the past perfect to talk about something that happened before a specific time in the past.
It was 8:30. Jackie and Dean had left Valentino's.
This means Jackie and Dean left before 8:30.
Okay, so we're going to see that the past perfect refers to a time earlier than before now, okay? And it is used to make it clear that, oh, but we've seen this time tense.
This week?
Yes. Yes, if I'm not wrong.
No, miss. This week,
We didn't?
No, we didn't. We
Okay.
already seen the passive.
Oh, okay. Right, so that's cool. Okay, so as I mentioned, okay, it is used to make it clear, okay, that one event happened before another in the past, okay? So that's the reason of the name, okay? It doesn't matter which event is mentioned first, the tense makes it clear which one happened first, okay? So for example, it was 8:30, okay? So we have the past, simple past, and we have the past perfect, okay? Had left Valentino's. This means that Jackie and Jane left before 8. So notice that we have the earlier action and then we have the other action. So that's the point of, okay? This is what is frequently used, okay, with the past perfect. That's the point of, to show maybe that two events happened at some point in the past, okay? That's the purpose of, okay?
Okay.
Remember that in the past perfect continuous, we focus on the progression of an action, okay, in the past for sure, but we are interested in the action that was in progress. In the past perfect, it doesn't matter if it was in progress or not, Okay, that isn't one of its characteristics, so we are not going to focus on that. Okay. In this case, it is very common to combine the past perfect with the simple past because of the relevance they show us. Yes, that will be okay. That will be, for example, if I have the event A, okay, I'm going to say John had gone out when I arrived to the office. Okay, so I have two actions, both happened in the past, but the earlier action is the past perfect. Okay, so yes, when they arrived, for example, we had already started cooking. Okay, so again, the first action is in the past perfect. Then the other one is when they arrived. Okay, so we have two events, okay, in the past. Now we're going to see the structure of the past perfect.
We form the past perfect with had plus the past participle. We often use the contraction de with pronoun subjects. Nick and Talia already knew each other. They'd taken classes together in college.
Okay, to form the past perfect is very, very simple. We only need the subject, okay, or noun. We're going to use the auxiliary verb had. We only have one, okay? When, for example, when we have the present perfect, okay, we have two auxiliary verbs, has or have and has. But in the past, we only have one. This is similar to the simple past. We only have one auxiliary did, okay? So maybe you could have a reference, okay, in that case, because in the past, past perfect only had. Simple past only did, okay? So both are auxiliary verbs. And then we're going to continue with the verb in the past participle. And that's all. Then you have your structure participle, okay? And then you have your construction of the sentence, okay? Nick and Natalia already knew each other, okay? They taken classes together in college. So the first action is that they taken classes together in college. Then they knew each other, okay? So notice this is perfectly structured because of the time tenses. It goes very, very well, okay? So even in this case, okay, we have the contraction. You can do it, okay? I remember that we've taken this lesson. I'm not sure.
No, me.
Okay, I don't remember. I saw this with one of my students, but I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah, probably another didn't.
Yes, okay, that's cool. Okay, right. So we're going to continue with the use of by, okay, when we want to introduce the specific time that an action happened. We're going to do it in this way. You can actually place it at the beginning, at the beginning. By the middle of the semester, comma, my boyfriend and I had a split up, or my boyfriend and I had a split up by the middle of the semester. So let's listen the third audio.
We often introduce the specific time with by. My boyfriend and I had split up by the middle of the semester. In the example, the specific time was the middle of the semester. Talia broke up with her boyfriend before then.
Okay, so notice that we only have the past perfect. We don't have how is it? The simple past, and it's okay, right? So we are trying to introduce, right? You can also use the past perfect by itself. There is no problem, okay? So maybe we're going to have another action, but there is no problem, okay? If you want to use it by itself, there is no problem. My boyfriend and I had a split up. It means like split up is a phrasal verb, and it means like separe, okay? We had a break. We took a break.
Okay.
So yes, in other words, it's like
to take a break or to leave the relation.
It's more like leave the relationship, like broke up.
Okay,
Yeah.
broke.
It's similar to say my boyfriend and I had broke up.
Okay.
So yes, that will be okay. Notice that we are using the same structure. We are it can be replaced. Instead of saying my boyfriend and I, we can use, oh no, sorry, we. Okay, we can say we. So again, the auxiliary verb goes with the same one. Okay, there is no difference. Okay, so yes, let's.
Miss, but it's common to use in the first time, right? By the middle of the semester, my boyfriend and I had split up, right?
What do you mean? The usage of by?
No, the order of by. So in this case, it's at the
Oh
last.
yes,
Yes, it's at the
yes,
final
yes.
of the sentence. But it's
You
common
can.
to use at the start, right?
No,
Begin.
the beginning. At the beginning, okay. Instead of saying at the start es como
Empezar.
empezar, pero si queremos decir comenzar, ok, decimos begin, ok, it begins, comienza al principio, ok, porque start tiene otro contexto. You may start, please, puedes empezar, ok. Cuando beginning, ok, begin, ok, es como comenzar, right?
Okay.
So it is
So-
appropriately to use, we can place it at the beginning. Beginning también puede significar al principio. Si alguna vez digo at the beginning, es al principio. Okay?
Okay. At the beginning?
At the beginning.
Okay. Perfect, Miss.
At
The beginning.
the beginning. Okay?
Okay. Okay, Miss.
What else at the beginning? You can also say to begin. Oh, to begin, para empezar. Okay?
Okay.
To begin. También si se puede decir to, no, it's more common to say to begin instead of saying to start. Es
Okay.
más frecuente utilizar para decir comenzar, empezar al principio, begin. Ok, el verbo begin.
Okay.
Okay, do you get it?
Okay. Yes, I get it.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue. Right. So whatever time you're going to introduce, right? It needs to begin with by. Okay. It's important to mention by, because if you don't know, then you can use whatever time you want. It refers to the context for sure, but there is no problem. There are no rules for that.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes.
But it doesn't change, right? The sentence. It's only to put that by phrase at the beginning, right?
Yes, there is no problem.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what we mentioned, okay? The relationship between two past events, the past perfect with the simple past.
Okay.
We also use the past perfect to show a relationship between two past events. We use the past perfect for the earlier event and the simple past for the later event.
Dean and Jackie had left the restaurant by the time Nick and Talia ordered dessert.
This means that first Dean and Jackie left. Then Nick and Talia ordered dessert.
Okay, so we have the two past events. We have two clauses in one sentence, okay? First of all, we're using the past perfect, okay? And it shows the earlier event, okay? The first event that that happened first, okay? So if I have two events, okay, both happen in the past, and there is a relationship between those two events, so the best option is to use the past perfect with a simple past. And it's very common to use it, you know. It's very, very common to conjugate that in this way, using the simple past with the past perfect. For example, we have Dean and Jackie had left the restaurant, so that happened first. So first they left, and then Talia ordered a dessert. Okay, so it doesn't matter what is the difference, okay, of time between these two past events. The only thing that we need to know, the only characteristic that is necessary to consider okay, is that it needs to be a relationship. Mhm. So it doesn't matter the time of the action, no importa en realidad con qué lapso de tiempo, cuánto ha pasado desde la primera a segunda acción. No, it doesn't matter. It's very important for us. The only thing that it's important for us is that it needs to exist a relationship between these two events. And the order, it's the same. There is no problem if you, first of all, tell the order at dessert by the time they have left the restaurant. So there is no problem. Okay, you can conjugate this as you want. Okay, so by the time Nick and Talia order a dessert, comma, Dean and Jackie have left the restaurant. You noticed? So this is working as a connector though, but there is no problem. You can use it as you consider. There is no specific order. Okay, you can place it at the beginning. Okay, you can place it at the end, or you can place it at the middle. Okay, so as you feel comfortable with it, there is no problem, but it needs to have a coherence, and that's the only thing that we have to keep. But most of the time, we prefer to use it at the end. For example, Dina and Jackie have left the restaurant, comma. Oh, no. In this case, yes, it's necessary to place it at the middle because this is working as a connector. In this case, we don't have the other action, For that reason, we are placing it at the end. En este caso, estamos poniendo al final porque no hay otra oración. Es decir, solo tenemos el pasado perfecto. Ajá. Sin embargo, tenemos by the time que está trabajando como un conector. Ok, entonces no hay ningún problema si tal vez podrías ponerlo al final, pero como está trabajando como conector, ok, y tampoco estamos utilizando como, ok, entonces sí o sí trabaja como conector y estamos dando un tiempo general, right? So yes, that will be by the time. Is like saying, I don't know, how can we understand by the time? Maybe por el momento.
That will be my question. What is the translate of that sentence? Because I didn't really think what is the meaning of by the time in order to express that Danny and Jackie have left in the past and moments.
Okay. Okay, it can be understand. Okay, the best translation for by the time is when. Okay, it's like saying when.
But when is not a connector that express at the same time. So I understand that.
No. If you want to say at the same time, we're going to use while. Okay, while means two actions happen at the same moment. Okay, not exactly at the same moment, but yes, what you want to express is while. By the time, okay, is like saying when. Both are the same. Okay, for that reason, it's very general that we are not really introducing a specific time. Okay, so I can directly say when Dean and Jackie had left the restaurant, when Nick and Talia ordered dessert. So the coherence is still there. It is still there. Okay, so yes, if you want to say mientras que o que dos acciones suceden al mismo tiempo, you can use while. That's the best connector, you know. For example, if we want to see what is the best translation of the whole sentence, we can say Dina and Jackie habían salido del restaurante cuando Nick y Talia pidieron el postre, you know. So it is working as the other connector when.
Okay.
So yes, you can use both, but the meaning is the same. Okay, take care. The meaning is the same, right? We can also say para cuando Nick y Talia ordenaron su postre, tal vez, okay? O por el momento. Podemos también decir por el momento. There is no problem by the time, por el momento. Okay? Pero en esta oración no tendría mucho sentido si digo Dean y Jackie habían salido del restaurante para el momento o por el momento, a no ser que pueda traducirlo como por el momento que, para el momento que, y tal vez puedo utilizar, puede ser su mejor traducción para by the time, puede ser por el momento, y como en este caso no tendría sentido si solo digo por el momento, Entonces veo la necesidad de agregar que. Por el momento que, o para el momento que, para el momento que Nick y Talia ordenaron el postre.
Okay, it makes sense more. Okay.
Yeah, so remember that we have to take different options to understand the context, because if we are only going to take with only one, no. Notice I had to add the word que, even if we don't have. Ok, entonces en algunos contextos igual se tiene que agregar una palabra más para que pueda tener sentido. Esa es la clave, agarrar el sentido de la oración. Ok, sin que cambie o se distorsione el significado. Ok, entonces si yo digo cuando, mantengo el significado. Si digo para el momento que o para el momento que, sigo manteniendo el significado. Las dos opciones son válidas. Ok, podemos traducir de diferentes maneras siempre y cuando se mantenga el significado.
Okay, thanks, Miss.
All right, so notice that the first action is in past perfect, and the other action, the second action, it's in simple past.
Okay.
Is there any question until this part?
No, Miss, it's okay.
Right, thank you. So we're going to use the words, these words to emphasize. You're not going to believe me, but I can promise, okay, that we've seen this lesson. I don't know why. So we're going to continue with point number 5, the usage of already, yet, and never.
We often use already, yet, and never with the past perfect. These words emphasize that the event in the past perfect occurred first.
By the time Talia studied for the exam with Nick, she had already broken up with her boyfriend.
Okay, so notice that the purpose of those words, okay, are to emphasize something, okay? In this case, the past perfect. It gives a little bit more of power to the sentence, okay? There's no more, right? So we know that the action happened, the action that it is in the past perfect tense happened first. We know. But if I want to emphasize, I'm going to use already, or maybe we can use yet or never, in other words, right? So notice that we have, by the time Talia studied for the exam with Nick, she had already broken up with her boyfriend, okay? She hadn't broken up with her boyfriend yet. She had never broken up with her boyfriend yet. Hay una cierta... estoy enfatizando de una manera muy precisa el pasado perfecto, porque en realidad ya sabemos que ya está en pasado perfecto. Es decir, ya sabemos que la acción sucedió primero. El punto de esas palabras es para enfatizar únicamente, right? So you are going to remember the intonation in order to memorize where do you have to place the words already and never, especially because are the most common to use. So notice this, she had already, okay, it goes between the auxiliary and the verb. There is no ways to play at the beginning, at the end. No. Already goes in that place. We are not going to move it, okay? She already had, what is that? Okay, she had already, okay, so it goes in the middle. We have the same usage as never. Never, it's a negative word, okay? So it's unnecessary to use she hadn't, never. It's redundant, okay? So as never is already, the context of never is negative, so it's unnecessary, right? So for that reason, we're going to continue like she had never the same place, okay? Continúa en el mismo lugar. Never ya es una palabra negativa, entonces, ¿por qué voy a agregar la otra negativa al auxiliar? So I have two options. She hadn't broken up, or she had never broken up. Both are the same. Okay, there is no difference in meaning. The only thing that I'm changing is the context, the order, or maybe we are adding a new word, for example. In the case of yet, okay, we can use with negative, okay? She hadn't broken up with her boyfriend yet, okay? Puede ser entendido como en algunos contextos como todavía o aún, dependiendo, no hay regla de qué significa específicamente, pero acorde al contexto ya veré si utilizaré aún o todavía, o aún no, todavía. Sí, aún no, o todavía, ¿ok? Si digo todavía no, ya estoy siendo redundante, todavía ya tiene un contexto negativo, así que todavía. So both are the same, but we place yet at the end of the sentence, ¿ok? At the end of the sentence. Claro que estamos a partir de esta parte, para el final estamos utilizando el pasado perfecto. Entonces, al finalizar mi oración con el pasado perfecto, agregaré yet. Siempre va al final, ¿ok? Para dar respuestas cortas, puedo decir not yet. También va al final. No todavía. O no aún. Sí, no todavía. Todavía no, mejor. Todavía no. Right? So, you can use not yet in that way. There is no problem, but it needs to go at the end of the sentence. Okay?
But this, we have to use yet with other word. So because you told she had never broken up with her boyfriend yet. Is it correct?
Oh, no. Sorry. No. You only have to use one. Sorry, I just read. Okay, but no, you only have to use one. Okay. Claro, si utilizamos dos, tal vez pierde el sentido. Uno es afirmativa, el otro es negativa. Dos son negativas, entonces no hay sentido. Right? You only have to use one.
Okay, thanks.
Right. You said you told, okay?
What? Okay.
A moment ago you said you told, but you forgot
You
your.
told me. Yes.
Okay.
I forgot the
you're
meaning.
out.
Sorry.
Okay, so maybe if you are going to omit the object, you can say you said.
Yes.
In that case, will be great. Right, so let's continue. Oh, let's finish with the last point. And this is what, this is, how is it? The usage, okay, of the, we also have other connectors, right? Such as after, before, as soon as. So let's see what are the meanings.
We can use the simple past for two past events when it's clear which came first. This is often the case when you use after, before, or as soon as to connect the events.
Nick had decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend.
Or, Nick decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend. Both sentences mean that Nick decided not to ask Talia out when he heard that she had a boyfriend.
Okay, what do we have here? We also have other types of connectors, right? We can use a simple past for two events when it's clear which came first, okay? This is often the case when we use after, before, as soon as to connect events. Okay, so let's see. Nick had decided not to ask Talia out, okay? Not to ask Talia out. As soon as he heard she had a boyfriend. So what do we have here? We have the past perfect, tan pronto como, right? He heard that she had a boyfriend, and we have the simple past. Okay, so we are using as soon as. Cuando utilizamos estos conectores, ok, hay una diferencia entre todos ellos, ok. Te voy a enviar un video, por favor, para que lo puedas revisar acerca de los conectores, porque no nos va a dar el tiempo. Tenemos que ver otra lección todavía. Entonces, esto va a determinar qué tal vez acción sucedió primero, ok. So in the case of as soon as, yes, it's like, it is working just as a connector, right? But it's trying to, can you identify which action happened first?
Well, the first is like he heard something, and then he decided to not to ask.
Okay, so did you see the difference? Okay, when we have when we're going to choose a connector, right? We have to analyze. This is very important because it's going to change the order. Okay, in this case, Nick had decided. Okay, so the first action is in simple past. The second action is that Nick had decided not to ask Talia out, okay? But in this case, more than that, more than the usage of the connector, we have to understand that in some cases, the meaning is clear, okay? It's very obvious what action happened first. So when that's when that's the case, we are going to have that moment, okay? That case when it's obviously what happened first because of the context, because of the logical part. So when we're going to have that kind of situation, you can place both actions in the simple past only when the meaning is clear. When you know what happened first and then what happened then, you know. So when the meaning is clear, we can use before, as soon as, or after. Okay, there is a subtle difference among these connectors, before, after, as soon as. Okay, but it's similar. It's very similar, but no, it's not the same, right? So for that, I'm going to send you the video.
Okay.
Where you're going to see. It's a short video. It lasts 2 minutes, 3 minutes, if I'm not wrong. So you're going to have that. You're going to have the two events. Okay. So you're going to identify which connector would be the best for each. How is it for each context? Okay.
Okay, Miss.
Right. So that will be everything about this lesson. Is there any question, maybe?
No, Miss, I think it's okay.
Right, that's cool. Thank you. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to try to take another lesson. Passive causative, simple past. Okay, we already seen the simple past with the past continuous, right?
Simple past, yes. Past continuous, I think no, because we didn't see new tenses. Miss.
No, it's not a new tense. It's something that we've seen. Yeah, I remember we've seen. Maybe for that reason I got confused. Okay, so this is a combined, there is nothing new. Okay, this is a combined, this is another, notice that in the other part, okay, we use the simple past with the past perfect, right? In this case, we have the usage of the simple past with the past continuous. So remember, again, I'm going to repeat this. When we have a continuous, we're only going to focus on the continuation of an action. Okay?
Okay.
So let's listen the audio. Let's see what are the differences. What is this structure?
Hi, it's Emily. You know, I thought about Talia when I left for school this morning. In fact, I was still thinking about her when I got to school. I just used examples of the past with when and the past continuous with when. Let's learn more about those kinds of sentences.
Okay, let's continue.
We use the past continuous to talk about an action that was in progress at a specific time in the past. When we use the past continuous, we aren't interested in when the activity ended.
It was 6 o'clock. I was sitting in the student lounge.
We use the simple past to talk about another action that interrupts that action.
I was sitting in the student lounge when a woman came up to me.
In the example, first Jackie sat down in the student lounge. Then a woman came up to her.
Okay, so it looks similar to the other lesson we've seen, but it's not the same. Algo que quiero recalcar que es bien importante, cuando tenemos tiempos verbales parecidos, porque es cierto que hay, todo va dependiendo del enfoque que le vamos a dar a las oraciones, ¿ok? Si me quiero enfocar solamente en las acciones, utilizaré entonces el pasado perfecto con el simple past. Si me quiero enfocar en la duración de alguna acción, utilizaré el pasado continuo. Entonces tenemos diferentes maneras de poder conjugar, combinar estos tiempos, utilizar dos tiempos, que es lo que estamos viendo, utilizar dos tiempos verbales en una oración, okay? It's amazing because it looks similar, but it is not, okay? So remember in the other part, okay, En the other timeline, en la otra línea de tiempo, teníamos 2x directamente. No había esto que está ayudándonos a enfocar, a decir que nos estamos enfocando en la duración de una acción, ¿ok? Por el contrario, tenemos esta imagen, esta ilustración. We have this illustration where we're going to see that that's the continuous form, where we're going to focus on the continuation of an action. So in this case, we have, it was 6 a.m. I was sitting in the student lounge. I was sitting in the student lounge when a woman came up to me. Okay, so it means that we have, I was sitting, then interrupted action, a woman came up to me. Okay, so maybe I'm going to continue sitting, but that's not important for us. Okay, no, it doesn't matter. The context doesn't matter at all. Okay, what is important here is that I have two actions. Okay, the first one goes in the past continuous, where I had an action that was in progress at some point in the past, could be for 3 hours, for 2 hours, for 5 hours. And then when a woman came up to me, so that could be maybe the interrupted action, if we can call like that. Okay, so we when we use a continuous, okay, it happens with almost all the continuous forms. We aren't interested. I'm not saying that it's not wrong, that isn't wrong, for example, to add when the activity ended, but we're not interested, okay? For that, I can also use the simple past, for example, that where we have to add the time of each time, or the time or proximity of the time when the action happened. But in the case of the continuous, all the continuous forms, we are not interested in when the activity ended, okay? So that could be the definition, okay, of the simple past and past continuous. Is there any question until this part?
No, miss, it's okay.
Okay, that's cool. So let's continue with the famous use of when.
We use when to introduce the simple past action.
Amy and I were talking when a friend of hers showed up.
In this example, first Amy and Jackie started talking. Then Amy's friend showed up.
Okay, when we're going to introduce the past action, okay, the second action, we're going to introduce with when, okay? So again, it is working as a connector, okay? Está trabajando como un conector de una segunda acción, okay? En este caso, la acción en pasado. So notice this, Amy and I were talking, okay? We were discussing, blah, 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 but a friend of hers, notice this expression, that's the way we have to use a friend of hers, okay, a friend of mine, for example, okay, when a friend of hers showed up, okay, so we are introducing the second action, okay, what is in the simple passive. When we're going to introduce it, we're going to use the connector when, okay.
Miss,
Do
what
you
is the meaning of showed up? It's like
Apareció.
introduce?
No,
Oh.
apareció.
Okay.
Ujú.
It's
Cuando
like
un amigo de
hello?
ella apareció. Así de
Okay.
repente, como cuando aparece alguien, solamente es aparecer, ¿ok?
Okay. Thanks, Miss. Yes.
Right. Okay, that's cool. Let's continue with point number 3.
When both clauses are in the simple past, the meaning is very different. Notice the difference in these two examples.
When Jackie arrived at Valentino's, Nick and Talia looked at their menus.
In this example, first Jackie arrived at Valentino's. Then Nick and Talia looked at their menus.
When Jackie arrived at Valentino's, Nick and Talia were looking at their menus.
In this example, Nick and Talia were looking at their menus. Then Jackie arrived at Valentino's.
Ok, en esta parte es importante saber que no es igual que la otra lección, ok. Cuando hablamos del simple past y el pasado continuo, por lo general queremos mostrar que una acción, la primera acción fue interrumpida, ¿ok?
Mhm.
Esta acción que interrumpe va en pasado simple. La acción que estaba en progreso, pasado continuo. En el otro caso habíamos visto de que si utilizábamos cuando el significado es muy claro, no hay problema si las dos acciones van en pasado simple. Cuando utilizamos el pasado continuo, sí hay una gran diferencia. So when Jackie arrived at Valentino's, they can tell a look at the menu. So we have two completed actions, okay? So first, Jackie arrived, that's all. And they look at the menu, okay, so that's all. So I have two actions that were completed at some point in the past. How about the other one? When Jackie arrived at Valentino's, they can tell you we're looking at the menu. So then I have the first action, okay, they were looking at their menus. When interrupted action, Jackie arrived. So there is a difference in meaning. So you're going to take care in this part only with the simple past and the past continuous. Do you get it?
Yes, Miss, I get it. But in the first example, I think that it should be changed because when Jackie arrived at Valentino's, Nick and Talia look at their menus. I understand that Nick and Talia look at their menus first, and then Jackie arrived at Valentino's.
You mean the order of the two clauses?
Yes, the order of
Okay.
the sense of the classes, because in the book says, in this example, first Jackie arrived at Valentino's and then Nick and Talia look at their menus, but I think that it's not okay.
Well, in this case we have cuando Jackie llegó a Valentino's, okay. Nick y Talia miraron sus menús, o sea, no, primero llegaron, ok, y luego miraron el menú, ok. Tal vez para comprender más este ejemplo, eso es lo que puedo comprender, tal vez para ver si es que en realidad tiene sentido, tendríamos que mirar el video, porque claro, está hablando del restaurante, esto es parte de la serie que tenemos, ok, pero se puede entender, o sea, lo que yo quiero llegar con este punto, independientemente de este contexto, porque no lo puedo aclarar porque no he visto el video, es que sí, cuando vayamos a querer utilizar las dos acciones en pasado simple, utilizando when, ¿ok? O tal vez algún otro conector, específicamente con when. Queremos dar a entender que primero sucede una acción, terminó. Luego, a continuación, comenzó otra acción y también terminó. ¿Ok? Entonces son dos acciones completadas. ¿Ok? Entonces no importa, bueno, sí, en cuanto al orden, claro, importa demasiado. No voy a poner la segunda acción en primera. ¿Ok? Entonces hay que tener mucho cuidado. En general, lo que nos quiere decir esta parte es que cuando utilicemos las dos acciones en pasado simple, es que una acción empezó, terminó, a continuación otra empezó y acabó. Sin embargo, tenemos el simple past con el past continuous, que tenemos una acción que empezó, estaba en progreso y interrumpe otra acción en el pasado simple. So, independientemente del orden, que tal vez no tengo mucha idea, tendríamos que ver el video para comprender mejor este ejemplo. Entonces, más allá de todo esto, el uso es eso, básicamente. When we have two completed actions, the action is started and finished, that's all. The other one is started and finished, and that's all. And the other hand, I have the usage of simple past with the past continuous, that I have the first action that was in progress at some point in the past. We're looking and looking, what is this, and blah, blah. Then Jackie arrived. Do you get it?
Yes, Miss, I get it.
Okay, thank you. And finally, we're going to finish with point number 4.
The part of the sentence that begins with when is called a time clause. The time clause can come at the beginning or the end of the sentence. The meaning is the same. When Jackie asked about Byron Walters, Dean seemed surprised. Or, Dean seemed surprised when Jackie asked about Byron Walters. When the time clause comes first, we put a comma after it. When the main clause comes first, we don't use a comma between the two clauses.
Okay, so the part of the sentence that begins with when, okay, the simple past, okay, remember that when is an introductory word that is going to help us to start the sentence that goes in second place, okay, as a second action. So the time clause can come at the beginning or can go at the end, okay? So there is no difference in meaning. The only difference maybe in writing is, for example, if we're going to start with when, we're going to write the comma. Because as I mentioned before, when is working as a connector, so it's unnecessary the use of comma. It is very redundant, so then yes, that will be okay. This only applies in writing, okay? So yes, you can start with the only thing that you have to take care when you're going to use the word when, it needs to be to introduce the second action that happened in second place. I mean, the interrupted action, okay? That's the only thing that you have to take care. Then the place, you can place it at the beginning or the end. There is no difference in meaning. Do you get it?
Yes, Miss, I get it. It applies the same when we use simple past and past progressive, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
both examples are simple past, simple past.
See, yes, exactly. That's basically this is part of punctuation, you know. So we know that connectors, they also work as a comma, so it's unnecessary to use, for example, another comma. You know, it's similar to the how is it, conditionals, right? It's similar to it, right? So if we're going to start with the if, then we need to write a comma, okay? But if the if clause goes at the end, it's unnecessary the usage of the comma. Okay, so it's similar to it. There is no problem. This only applies in writing. In spoken English, you can also start with the when, or you can finish with it. There is no problem. Okay. In this case, the emphasis of this point is the use of the comma.
Okay.
So yes, that will be. Okay, remember that this clause, okay, it is called the time clause. Okay, this is the time clause. The time clause is introduced by using when and goes in the simple past. The simple past, that is the second action. Okay, the action that we can call the interrupted action. Okay, and that
Okay.
will be right. So you have to take care. Maybe the only thing that it's the most important of everything is the point number 3. Okay. And yes, that will be okay. So today we've seen two parts of the, how is it? Two combinations, okay? Two different time sentences in only one sentence, okay? So as you can see, it looks similar, but it's up to the attention you want to give, okay? Todo se basa en el enfoque, en la atención que vas a dar hacia la acción o a la acción o al progreso de una acción, okay?
Okay. The tenses, the progressive tenses, it's better to use with other in combination, right? Because only use past progressive, I think that it doesn't, I don't know, any objective.
No, yes, it has. You can do it. Both are both are frequently used. Se puede utilizar. Imagínate si yo quería decir, estaba comiendo. I was eating. That's all. You know. So yes, you can also do it. It has a purpose. Okay. For that reason, we have first the past continuous, and then we are looking for simple past and past continuous, for example. You know, but yes, there is a goal right there. So it's okay if you only use the past continuous if you want to give the attention to the action that was in progress, that is going to be in progress. Okay.
Okay.
So yes, you can do it. There is no problem. Okay, it's not like no, we don't have any goal. There is no any purpose of it. So no. Both sentences. Okay, both sentences are the same. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Miss.
Right. So is there any other question maybe?
No, Miss, it's okay.
Amazing. So we're going to stop until this part, please. So don't forget to take a view to the part I corrected. So if you have any question about it, maybe we can solve it on Friday's classes. And yes, that will be okay. So I launched the poll. Could you please fill it? Once it's done, let me know, please.
Miss?
Oh,
I
can you
can
listen
hear
to me?
you.
Oh, I was saying that that's all for today. That I launched the pool.
No. No, Miss. No, not really well. Mhm. Bill, I feel.
Okay, thank you, Rosario. I don't know if you can listen to me.
Yes, miss. Now I can listen.
Oh, amazing. Right. So thank you for your attention, Rosario. I'm going to see you on Friday, okay?
Okay, miss. Good night.